Welcome everyone. I'm Matt, this is Desiree. We are here on Monday, November 20th, 2017 with your intermediate class recap. Today we're talking all about fun footwork variations that are also very easy to throw into your social dancing. I gave you a sequence for how to put them together, but you don't have to do them in that sequence. Some pieces of it flow together a little bit nicer than others, but if I'm teaching you something like an anchor variation or a delayed one, I can do that anytime I anchor or anytime I have a one. We talked about some of the technique behind that, especially for leaders, later on in the class. First thing we talked about was our kickball change. So just a basic kickball change rhythm. Had leaders doing it mostly with your left foot, but we did switch, and followers with your right. So I'm just thinking kick, ball, change, kick, ball, change, kick, ball, change, kick, ball, change. With my right foot, kick, ball, change, kick, ball, change, kick, ball, change, kick, ball, change. We talked about how I'm not going to use this kick action a whole lot, but I will use this rhythm pattern a lot, because the ball change rhythm is a very universal thing. I can do it a lot on my delayed ones, I can do it on anchors, I can do it in the middle patterns, I can do it all the time. But the kick itself feels a little bit more old school, a little bit more like when we were dancing to sort of fast blues music all the time, just really kicking around. I don't want to necessarily have that look all the time.
And if you're kicking or if you're not kicking, you always want to make sure to have what is called an open ankle as opposed to a closed ankle. Even if I'm kicking up here, I want that toe to go at a nice point, with a nice line being produced.
We talked about how the most common thing that we will use nowadays is a tap. So I can tap forward, I can tap side, or I can tap back. There's a lot more places I can tap within that, but just to keep it simple, forward, side, back.
Tap, ball, change.
Yep. Tap, ball, change, tap, ball, change, ball, change. And whether I go forward, side, or back, or whether I'm using my right leg or my left leg, I want to think about getting full extension on those taps. So the tendency was when we were tapping backwards to kind of just tap back and have a bent knee. And I want to really use the full length of my leg as I'm tapping back, ball, change, back, ball, change. The very last variation we talked about was a little bit more leader/follower specific. It's not that you couldn't do these in the opposite role, it's just that I feel like they tend to fit a little bit more naturally with leading or following. So as a leader, I can either do sort of a straight drag through with my left foot, ball, change, so I'm thinking about just dragging straight back, ball, change, or I can do a sweep, ball, change. And I can do these as a follower, but it just feels a little bit more awkward because I'm either dragging backwards and then stepping forwards, or I'm dragging forwards, which just kind of feels weird. As a follower, we talked about thinking about tapping in and allowing this to rotate my hips a little bit. I'm still pulling away from my partner, but I'm doing that through rotation now instead of going straight backwards. I'm thinking tap, ball, change. So we did a basic push break first. This is getting into our sequence now. Pulling, basic push break. Then we went into those delayed ones. So I'm doing a sweep because they're doing a tap, ball, change. 3 and 4 is basic, 3 and 4. And then we changed up our anchor a little bit. So for leaders, actually I'll show this with you. I'm going to think about checking in towards my partner and then finishing in a cross position. Now what you'll notice is that when I check in and back, I'm not moving the hand a whole bunch. Right? I want to think about keeping this still so that if Desiree closed her eyes, she wouldn't know that I'm kind of pitter-pattering around her. So I check in and cross, and I'm finishing with my right foot crossing from my left. For followers, you're doing this kind of cool Argentine tango inspired anchor variation where I'm on 4, I'm thinking about stepping back 5 and 6. So I'm thinking about continuously traveling backwards. Obviously I don't want to finish too far away from my partner on 4 or else I'll wind up really overextended as I do this. So that whole push break, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, the followers are thinking about uncrossing at the end and just finishing sort of off the diagonal. From there, we both tapped back, leaders with your left foot, followers with your right foot, went into an underarm turn, 3 and 4. Now here we changed it up a little bit. I'm just going to do a walk instead of my basic anchor. 5, 6. So we're both on the wrong foot. From here, we're both tripling. I'm thinking about going as a leader, hooking behind and cross. So I'm going a little bit of a semicircle there. Hook and cross, and 4. As the follower, I'm thinking about coming forward and kind of scuffing and stepping forward again. So it's a little bit of a chug action. So again, we're on the wrong foot, and we just triple, step, triple, step, triple, step. There's lots of ways we could do this socially. not in this specific sequence, and we practiced that a little bit in class, but I encourage you to keep trying that in your social dancing later. Thank you all for coming and hope you had fun.
Thank you.
Yay.